Hey guys, my name is Ben and I just wanted to do a quick video on my 2001 Land Rover Discovery. Bought this truck about 2.5 years ago, right before COVID hit. It was bone stock, had 55,000 miles on it. Since then I've done OME heavy duty springs with Fox shocks. It has the Dark Crow Designs track bar in the back, which I really love. Allows for some really good articulation. Get to the plate later, but it's got a side exit exhaust, 35-inch tires. I'm using the Yokohama Geolandar MTs. Interior on this thing was in pretty good shape. Pop the hood and show you what's underneath the hood. Hold on a second. I ended up doing an LS swap, a 5.3 aluminum block, after some research on LS forums. A lot of the guys put the intake where the factory box used to be, but to clean it up I decided to run it to the left and then mount the battery on the right. I think it came out pretty decently. So this motor had 90,000 miles on the bottom end. Saw a video from the junkyard with it starting up, and after I got it at the house, took the pan off, and the pan had absolutely zero sludge on it, and I knew it was a good engine to work off of. Ended up putting a camshaft in this, a BTR Truck Norris cam. Updated the valve covers to directly mount the ignition coils. Factory AC, factory power steering pump. I did switch it over to the GM alternator just because they're easier to find in case it ever does go out, but don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Let's see here. Had a catch coil, the oil catch can set up with the PCV valve on the driver's side valve cover. It's got a different water pump on it to move the outlet so I could fit the intake where it is now. Still utilizing a factory radiator. Optima battery with some chunky 0 gauge wires. A little overkill, but hey, whatever. What else am I missing here? It's using factory 42-pound injectors from an LS3, I believe. I tuned it myself using HP tuners. Did the exhaust in 2.5 inch with V-band collectors everywhere. Welded that up myself. Large MagnaFlow exhaust muffler in the middle. Keeps it kind of quiet the way I like it. And then let's just do a quick startup video so you guys can see all the gauges still work, which was the primary reason I decided to do the swap, because I wanted all the factory gauges to work. And this is a cold start. The truck now has 80,000 miles on it. I have about 10,000 miles on a swap. There was some debugging I had to do, but overall not bad. Runs super reliable right now. I have the ultra gauge hooked up over here, running to the GM ECU, PCM they call it. So I still have all my data. And I think that pretty much covers most of the main mods on it. I have a Voyager roof rack on it. Some cheap aux beam lights, which I don't really like because they don't seal well. They have water in them. I think we're going to replace those. Oh yeah, back to the side exhaust. You can see that. Have it coming out the side. I did that because when I went off-roading, I kept on hitting the exhaust, factory exhaust on rocks down here. So decided to move over there when I did the engine swap. And plate. Just came in a couple days ago. Kind of corny, but there weren't very many choices relating to LS swaps, so went with that. Got a cheap Harbor Freight winch, which I absolutely love. Don't really use it too often, so money well spent. I think I got it for like $4.50 on a Black Friday special or something like that. The front bumper is from Lucky 8. Just added this back in 55 fairly because the original one was all painted. Decided to get rid of that. As you can see, cheapers real nicely. No check engine lights. Everything works. Tax, speedo, fuel temp. Not fuel temp. Coolant temp. It still utilizes the factory LS mass air sensor, so the transmission is able to shift. If there was one downside about the whole swap, it would be the transmission shifting. It works fine. It's just it locks the converter too soon in like third and fourth gear. But to remedy that, I think I'm going to get the Thompson Shift transmission controller to completely customize the shift points. Waiting on Captain Aaron from the forums to kind of guide me through that whole process, but I think I'm going to do that. This is a 2001 HP 22 transmission, which is supposed to be a little bit weaker than the 2004, but I've noticed zero issues with it. If you guys want to see this truck in person, I'll be at Rouse Creek on November 20th, 2022 for a guided blue trail ride. But that's about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment.